Hey, I'm Breeanne Marie, and we are making chocolate malted ice cream today. This flavor is something that is very nostalgic for me. Going to my grandparents every summer as a kid, Grandma would always make us chocolate malted shakes, and it was just the best. My family will all agree they are the best malt milkshakes in the world. And so this is a play on that. The other nostalgic thing with this flavor is that growing up, we would get this chocolate malted ice cream from Thrifty. And that was one of my family's favorite flavors growing up as well. And so today we're going to try to recreate some of those iconic, memorable flavors from my childhood. We're starting off with our ice cream base, and we're going to combine it with some melted chocolate. This is 2 ounces of semi-sweet Baker's chocolate and a tablespoon of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of water. You just heat it, melt it, and we're going to put it in our bowl and mix it with our ice cream base. Now I've actually attempted making this flavor before using malted milk powder, and it did not turn out very well. So this time round, I am using this barley malt extract. It's basically a syrup, and you can use it in any kind of cooking. Yum. And you can even use it as a sugar replacement, which I thought was kind of cool. So anyway, now that our chocolate is in the bowl, we're going to add our cream base and just continually stir it to make it smooth and not clumpy. I'm also, while it's in right here, I'm just going to quickly add the malt extract as well, if I can open this jar. It smells so good. And it's thick, really velvety looking. Look at that. How gorgeous. On this jar, it also says, I'll read it to you. You can use this as a honey replacement or a molasses replacement. And it smells very close to molasses. I'm beginning with 1 tablespoon. And as the ice cream churns, we'll kind of test it to see how the flavor turns out. And if we want to add more, we can. But best to start out a little safe. It's definitely more sticky than I was expecting it to be. I'm just going to give it a little taste test now and see how it is. I think I can add some more. I'm going to add another tablespoon. Okay. I'm going to turn on our machine and churn it. I'm really hoping that this malt will come through. I might even add a little bit more to it. My only concern is changing the texture of the ice cream. I hope that I don't. That's why when I used the malt powder the first time, it didn't work, because malt powder has its own sugar in it. And so by adding that, you're changing the sugar amount of the ice cream, and it changes the consistency of the end result. So by using this extract or syrup, I'm hoping that we don't change the texture like before. Okay, by adding 1 more tablespoon, it'll be 4th cup of this malt barley. barley malt. And because this jar also talks about using it as a substitute for honey, I have made ice creams that have honey in them, and I use about 1/4 cup of honey. So hopefully this will work, and the texture of those honey ice creams have been fine. So hopefully the same principle applies to this, where you add 1/4 cup of malt syrup and it will be fine. And the reason I just am stirring it in because I don't want there to be any kind of weird clumps as it's churning. Here's the hoping. While that is churning, I do have some malt balls, some whoppers that we're going to smash. What I did was pre-measured my malt whoppers in a dry measuring cup. This is 1 cup of whoppers. Put them in my bag, and we're just gonna smash them. These look like good sizes. You have some variety in there. Chocolate pieces, malt pieces. And when we add them, we'll add them towards the end and just sprinkle them in. Try not to get as much as the powder in the ice cream. I don't know if it would affect the texture or not. So I just don't. Maybe I'll add a little, who knows. But then we'll make sure to save some for the top to sprinkle on to make it look pretty when you open it. I've just been testing the flavor as it's been going, and it's definitely more chocolatey than I want it to be. So I'll probably end up making this recipe again, omitting the chocolate or really drastically lessening the amount of chocolate in there. Regardless, it's still gonna taste great. So we're going to add our malt balls to the ice cream while it's finishing churning. And these will certainly enhance the malt flavor in the ice cream because they're malt balls. It'll also give fun texture and crunch as you eat the ice cream too. The thing with my grandma's malted milkshakes is that they were so malty and good. Instead of using like cocoa powder, she would use Nestle's chocolate powder, and lots of good malted milk powder in it. Milk, lots of ice cream. Like it's so simple, but she would make it so good. And all of us have tried to recreate her milkshakes, and they're not exactly like hers. They come pretty close, but they're not quite the same. So that's why I'm kind of disappointed that it's very chocolatey versus malty. Again, still tastes great, just not what I was expecting or hoping it to be. I think the texture is gonna work just fine. It's got a great texture. This ice cream will be dense and yummy. We'll just sprinkle a little bit on the top here as a distinguishing factor. 1 pint. Let's get the second one going. Now we're going to put these in the freezer for 8 hours and enjoy them when they are ready. Have fun making this, and more of this will come later as a change, a flavor change. Adjustments, flavor adjustments. But you can make this one for now. Enjoy.